Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Battle Report time. For this one we've got 1250 points. I've thrown together some Death Guard. Again, it's a different list, but a bit of the core fundamentals are the same. So let's go through some of the changes and what I've done in this points drop. First and foremost, I'd like to apologise. I didn't quite get this second Plague Burst Crawl finished, but I needed it as part of the list. It will eventually look like this prettier one. It's just going to need a little bit more work. Alright, back to the list. So we got a battalion. What's in the battalion? First and foremost, we've got my new Chaos Lord. We've dropped the Prince, and we have made this guy. I haven't named him yet, so if you can come up with a name for him, let me know. I've given him some cool Forge Weld guns. He's got a Bale Sword, and yeah, I'm going to use that as a combi plasma. It just looks cool. Makes him look like he's a bit older. So yeah, he's coming in at a lot cheaper than the Demon Prince, and because they've FAQ'd the Arch Contaminator, he's now going to give reroll 1s and reroll wounds in a 10-inch bubble. So that's the first HQ. He'll be the Warlord with Arch Contaminator. Second up, we've got the Malignant Plague Caster as always as a second HQ. If you can take some magic, always take magic. Alright, and as of the last battle report, this unit's now finished, so we've got 1, 2, 3 5-man units of Plague Marines with 2 Plague Belchers and Plasma Gun. So that's the 3 units making the battalion. Then as always, Foul Blightspawn, because he always does work. Then coming over to Fast Attack, we've got a unit of 3 Myphatic Blight Haulers, all armed the same because you can't change them at all. And then last but not least, we got 2 Plague Burst Crawlers. We're going to be using the Plague Burst Crawlers today instead of the Bloat Drones, just because I just want to try out some different tactics with it and see how it goes. So that's my 1250 point list. I'll get my opponent going and we'll get into it. Alright guys. Alright guys, first opponent of the day, and we've got Dark Angels at 1250 points. So we've got a battalion here. Well, first things first, actually, we've got the Execution Force of Assassins. So one of each of the Assassins is all represented here today. I can't remember all their names. It was like Calexis, Vindicare, Eversaw, and Calidus. There it is. Thank you. Is this Sorcerer? Is that the character or just a normal guy?
Normal.
So that's just a normal Psyker. Then we've got a Smash Captain with a, I can't even say it, Storm Shield Thunderhammer. Then for the 3 troops, we've got Scouts with a Heavy Bolter, 1, 2 5-man units of Intercessors with Power Sword. At the back, we've got some Flying Plasma. And then we've got the big guy in there, and that brings Trent's army to 1250. So we'll get it in there and we'll get going. Alright. Alright guys, we've got our mission, and it's called Retrieval Mission. So we've got 4 objectives. So we've got 1 here on this side,
This one, it's
1 to the left,
at the end of the game.
1 over the other side, and
special mission,
1 in this building here. Now for the deployment,
so on this one, if you have,
Trent has all this in Deep Strike, so we've got assassins and stuff dropping in.
Yep.
Over here, we've got this big guy, we've got an assassin, 1, 2 troops, followed by the librarian. Then we got some secret scouts over here, and that's the Dark Angels deployment. Now over here, everything of mine is in this death ball. So everything in the army. So we've got these 2 at front to block line of sight. We got 1, 2, 3 troops, 3 characters, and then the Myphatic Blight Haulers. So I set up first, so I get the +1. So you want to roll, Trent?
All in all, you have.
So 5.
Or the other option is if you take.
Alright, would you like to try and seize the initiative?
You know, the one where it gives you 2 HP.
Here it is.
Or whatever, you get an extra 4.
That's a 4. So Death Guard will have first turn, and then we'll get back to you.
You have 7 CP. I have 8. So
Alright.
Cute.
Alright, end of Death Guard turn 1. So we've moved forward. We're on this objective. We're near this objective, and we're shooting. We killed 4 Primaris Marines, leaving 1 Sergeant left in that squad. So we didn't get first strike, but that's okay. So at the end of this turn, we've done a bit of damage and we've gotten into position. Trent's now going to have his first turn, and we'll see what he can do.
As opposed to Kion, which is what.
Alright, end of Dark Angels turn 1. So things of note, this ran out, shot a wound off this. He also smited it, so it's on 8 wounds. This guy fired a turbo penetrator round across here at Barry. It bounced off Barry's sword and Barry's still there. So no good for the old sniper guy. These guys shot across here. Bullets also bounced off Barry. So pretty much the only damage has been done so far is we've got 4 wounds off one of the tanks. Neither of us got first strike. So that's a point that we won't be getting. So it's just going to come down to the objectives and the other ones. I'll get back, have my second turn, and we'll see what I can do.
So 3d3 shots.
Alright, end of Death Guard turn 2. So we've moved forward.
1, 2, 3,
And
4,
got a bit of board control, so I blocked off between here to stop him from coming through, and I put this here as a bit of a stop for the Dreadnought, but we blew the Dreadnought up. So between the flamers off this with full rerolls to wound and a heap of my blight launchers in here, we finished it off. We didn't manage to get to use these guys because he was already dead. I blew this guy up with an overcharging plasma, but what I'll do is I'll give him the Papa Nurgle's Blessings next turn, bring him back. So, other than that, we've killed a heap of guys over here. So they're both down to just their sergeants. But Trent's got a heap of reserves he can bring in, so he's going to bring them in probably this turn, and we'll see what he can do. Alright, we'll get back to you then. Alright, end of Death Guard turn 2. So this guy shot a few rounds across here and wounded this guy. This guy, well, 2 of his friends died charging in here to Spitty Death, and he charged in and done nothing.
They love it.
If we come over here, we had 3 assassins come down here, and we had these guys come down, and we had a captain. Now, between 3 assassins, a captain, and all this plasma, they killed 5 Plague Marines and 1 of these. And then in return, I killed his assassin and wounded the other guy. So that's the end of the Dark Angel's turn. Sorry, I thought it was my turn, all the damage I'm doing. And we'll get back to yours, and we'll see if these guys are still here.
Other branch charge is my last command. And these warlord trait gives.
Alright, the end of Death Guard turn 3. So in here, we've killed another assassin, and we've killed the warlord in combat. Over here, my tank went forward and wiped out another assassin over here. So we've killed, he's down to 1 assassin left. So is this your warlord here, is it?
Yeah.
Alright, sorry, so I didn't get warlord. This librarian's a warlord. So Trent's got left 1 plasma unit, 1 assassin, some guys in here, and a librarian, and I'm still sitting with a couple of tanks, a couple of these vehicles, and a heap of Plague Marines. So we'll let Trent have his turn 3, and we'll see how he goes. Alright. Alright, end of Dark Angel's turn 3, and the captain's gone and the assassin's gone. They got beat down by this blob of madness. These guys shot in here. They did a little bit of work and killed a couple of Plague Marines, which isn't bad because they didn't overcharge or anything like that, so it wasn't a bad round of shooting. Over here, this guy ran into this tank but didn't do anything, and the tank didn't do anything back. So we'll go on to Death Guard next turn, see if we can't table this guy, and we'll see what happens. Blob of death. Alright guys, so end of the turn 4 of Death Guard. All Trent's got left on the table is these guys in here, so it's the end of the battle because he can't do anything. So we've still got all our tanks in glorious fashion. And over this side of the battlefield, we kicked the shit out of these guys with old Spoogie gun here again. 77 points. Take 1 every time. Take 2, take 3. Get a heap of them. Fantastic. If you like the channel, like and subscribe. Trent, before we go, actually, do you have man of the match? Which one of the assassins that I kicked the shit out of was your favourite?
The Eversaw.
Beautiful. There you have it. So 4 assassins down, but the Eversaw was good. He is good. He can attack twice. Have a crack at him, and I'm going to give man a match to Spoogie McSpooge here because he always puts in work. All right, guys. Have a good one.